Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com. Now, if there is anything I despise, it's sanctimony, particularly when it's directed towards me. I mean, but recently, I just have to talk about this, and I'm not trying to be sanctimonious, but I have spent the past couple of days deleting more comments than I have for any other video, all because of this one, Yuja Wang's Rachmaninoff Piano Concerto Cycle on Deutsche Grammophon. And most of the ire that I had is directed at people who spent most of their comments talking about her dresses, like this one. There we go. Look at that. That is a skimpy dress. Yes, and she's wearing very high heels to attack the piano pedal. And there's another one in here, too. Wait a minute. I'm going to show you both of them. Ah, there we go. Oh, look at that. Goodness gracious. I mean, can you believe it? Isn't that shocking? Oh, my. How horrifying. Terrible. Oh, my God. Terrible. I think we have a frontal view of that one, too. Maybe if we're lucky. Oh, yes, we can do that way. There we go. Now, yes, it does have a certain, amphibious look to it. Let's put it that way. And it's showing quite a bit of midriff. But I just have to say, you folks, who gives a damn how she dresses? First of all, she is a beautiful woman. And if she wants to show off what she's got, I'm all for it. It's not a problem. What matters is how she plays. And I think that the tendency that I saw in these various posts to relate what you regarded as a superficiality or shallowness to her playing to her wardrobe or costuming choices, well, I don't hear that. She's an outstanding pianist by any stretch of the definition. No question about it. You may not like everything she does. I wasn't fond of this Rachmaninoff, not because of her. She plays it remarkably well. She's an incredible technician, first of all. Whether or not you hear depth, whatever that is, I have no idea. But one thing I will tell you, absolutely and for sure, that her depth or lack thereof has nothing whatsoever to do with the kind of clothing she wears. And what really pissed me off, and I mean this really pissed me off, pissed me off, was that 99.9% of the people who were yakking about how she looked like a stripper or she was a Las Vegas entertainer, exclamation, quotation marks, or whatever euphemisms you were doing to cast aspersions on her taste or class or occupation or how she got where she was in the business or any of those things. Any of that stuff, 99.9% of the people making those comments had not heard the recordings. I guarantee it. One of the things I really insist on in these comments is that they betray some shred of experience listening to actual music. And a lot of these people had not. They were just, obnoxious frat boys. That's what it was. Pigs. Nonsense. And I don't need to tell you. I'm not going to get on my soapbox. Oh, screw it. I'm getting on my soapbox. Do you know what women go through in this business? I do. I've seen it. I know. I remember interviews with who was it, Kyung Hwa Chung, who was basically saying, if you can't wear a strapless dress, you don't have a career in this business. That the managing agents, especially back in the 60s and 70s for female artists, were absolutely revoltingly sexist about them. And how pretty they were was absolutely a criterion for whether they got on that stage or not. And there's no question that a guy can come out who looks with his hair flying around, who looks like he has severe personal hygiene issues, and no one is going to say a word. I mean, I've seen some clown shows in my time. I remember Seaman Bartow used to show up when he was hanging out with Christoph Eschenbach, and they were a team. And he would show up wearing the equivalent of, the Seinfeld puffy shirt. Remember the puffy shirt? He looked like a pirate. No one said a word. No one had anything to say about his taste in garb. And because it doesn't matter if you're a male, but if you're a female and you show too much leg, then somehow that's not appropriate. It's not appropriate to classical music. Oh my God, the temple of classical music has to be treated with austerity and reverence, and your clothing has to reflect that. And there should be no showmanship. There should be nothing entertaining. There should be nothing eye-catching to look at. Well, I got news for you. In a live concert setting, it's a show. She's an entertainer. Everybody is an entertainer. Everybody is equally an entertainer, irrespective of what they are wearing. And if she wants to wear clothing because she has a wonderful figure that shows off that wonderful figure while she plays the piano, then more power to her. And if that gives the audience something to look at while they listen and they enjoy it, more power to them. It's okay. Music does not suffer. Culture does not suffer. The musical results speak for themselves to those who are willing to listen to them. And I just was disgusted by what some people were saying. Now I know, listen, we're 28,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. I'm eternally grateful. And the number of obnoxious commentators was teeny, teeny, tiny compared to the wonderful, wonderful majority. So I'm not directing these remarks at you, a wonderful majority. I am directing them at these slobs who take the comment section as the opportunity to behave like juveniles, like incel wannabe. I mean, it's just unbelievably immature and childish to do that sort of thing. I mean, listen, I've gone after people, right? I go after people because of their music, and I make fun of all kinds of things. But there is a difference. There's a difference between using the experience of the actual music as the basis for having a little fun at the artist's expense, and just calling a major artist a stripper. I mean, that's terrible. It's just terrible. I'm sorry. It's wrong, and I'm not putting up with it. I want any of you who are thinking about such things in the future to stop it, because you will be deleted and banned and expelled permanently from the assemblage of serious music lovers, I hope, that constitutes this audience. I mean, it was really, really offensive, and I'm not easily offended. I'm really not. I mean, God knows. So let's be clear. There is only one work in the entire repertoire that is so sublime, so exalted, so iconic, so intimidating that it requires, absolutely demands, suitable attire. Before even mentioning, I can't even talk about it unless I'm suitably attired. And you know what it is. That work is Beethoven's Ninth. Other than that, it's open season. And if Miss Wang wants to wear really catchy and revealing outfits when she performs, who cares? Let her do it. It's her business. And the audiences seem to suck it up. So good. Keep on listening, friends. And I mean listening, not looking, listening. Thank you.